Hello there, and welcome back to the Talk Healing to Me podcast. I'm your host, Karen Dwyer, and today I'm bringing you a powerful minisode packed with nuggets from a conversation that honestly left me feeling lit up and inspired, reminding me why we do this work. I recently sat down with the brilliant Sarah Cole, a business owner, wife, daughter, step-grandmother, and Sarah is someone who knows what it's like to hold it all together while silently falling apart behind the scenes. But what makes her story so powerful and impactful is what happened next. She didn't just settle. She didn't just wait and hope things would get better. She took a leap. And what unfolded was one of the most beautiful transformations I've seen. So if you're feeling stuck or afraid or skeptical or just plain exhausted, I want you to lean in. These are the top 10 takeaways from Sarah's healing journey that I hope land straight in your heart. This podcast is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult your doctor. Views shared are personal and not a substitute for professional guidance. Alrighty, the first one is you can be thriving on paper but silently struggling in your body. So Sarah was doing all the things. She was running a business, taking care of others, and keeping everything afloat. But what she had said was inside she was quietly dealing with numbness and fear and pain and the kind of fatigue that even simple things felt impossible. So her story really is a reminder that if someone looks fine, it doesn't mean that they are. And you've probably all experienced this if somebody asks you, how you doing? Yeah, I'm fine. Fine, I'm fine. And it's the voice going up. Doesn't necessarily mean you never know what's going on behind closed doors for sure. The second point was the body whispers before it screams. So Sarah had said that her early signs weren't textbook MS symptoms. They were adult acne, food intolerances, digestion issues. But looking back, she realizes her body was trying to wave a red flag. The problem was no one was listening to her, not even herself. The third point was a quick diagnosis, but no real support. So, unlike many, Sarah actually received a fast diagnosis, and that's kind of rare to hear. I've heard stories where it's taken, a year, 2 years, sometimes even more, which is devastating, especially having that thought going on in your mind of what is it, or am I going out of my mind? But what she was told afterwards was there's nothing you can do, just take a high dose of vitamin D. That kind of passive advice is disempowering and actually it's dangerous. And it left her in a state of fear for years. The fourth point, she tried going extreme and it nearly broke her. In a desperate attempt to heal, Sarah fell into restrictive diets, detox protocols, even parasite cleanses. And it left her skeletal and skeptical, isolated and deeply unbalanced. And she didn't realize she was punishing her body and not actually supporting it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this from people because there's so many things out there and they're usually one strain of support. It's usually like just exercise or maybe it's diet and a little bit of exercise or one or the other or maybe like a throw in a bit of think positive, but nobody's looking at the whole body. Nobody's looking at all of it and root cause, and it's so important to do that. The fifth point, the real turning point, was feeling seen and heard. So, on our very first call together, she described it like a release. So, finally letting go of everything she'd been carrying, and she cried. She shared, and she felt for the first time in years that healing might actually be possible. I really feel when somebody is on the other end of a Zoom call and maybe they haven't been asked questions that we ask before, because we ask about life, we ask about symptoms, we ask about nutrition, we ask about relationships, stress levels, digestion, even your poop, because we've got to figure out what the body is dealing with right now, how your nervous system, how all of your systems are either working together or not, and addressing each point that needs some nurturing or needs some care. So it can be, like, oh my God, I've never been asked these questions before. So it is really important to make sure that wherever you're going to make sure that they're taking a look at your whole body, not just the symptom that you're presenting with. Six is this isn't a quick fix, it's a life shift. So Sarah didn't just follow up with a diet or an exercise plan. She committed to herself and she showed up for movement, mindset, food, boundaries, emotional healing. And now her symptoms have reduced dramatically. She's walking, traveling, living with joy again. And the biggest thing for me that I heard was that her energy, one of the things that we spoke about on the call was she wanted to have energy in the evening time, even just to visit her parents or to not just want to go to bed and be exhausted all weekend and then be ready for work again on Monday. And now in our private community, she posts pictures all the times of her dog Stanley and her husband and them going out for these gorgeous walks and these like lovely places around the UK. I feel like I'm living my best Bridgerton life when I see all of those photos. So it's really beautiful to see it in motion and her going and living a life that she absolutely deserves. The 7th point was the group she feared became her anchor. So, like so many women, Sarah was hesitant to join a group and she feared horror stories or negativity. But what she found instead was a sisterhood of hope. So, women who inspired her and held her and reminded her that if they can do it, so can she. So very cool. This episode of Talk Healing to Me is sponsored by Clean Boss, created by Joy Mangano, the legendary inventor behind the Miracle Mop and a pioneer in clean innovation. Clean Boss is a botanical disinfectant that kills 99.9% of viruses, germs, and bacteria. It's safe for food surfaces, soft surfaces, and baby high chairs with no toxic ingredients and no rinse required. It's also a degreaser, odor eliminator, and all-purpose cleaner that works as hard as the chemical heavy stuff without the health risks. Check it out at getcleanboss.com/Karen for a clean, better, and living safer life. The 8th point was she didn't just gain energy, she gained her life back. So, like I was mentioning earlier on, she does visit her parents after work. She goes out to dinner. She flies solo for her business trips. And actually, on our very first Kickstart call, she was saying, I have a business trip coming up, but I'm going to say no. And, because that anxiety comes up. Well, she went and she's now gone on a few of those trips and not worried about her energy, not worried if she can keep up. So, not only is she expanding herself and her confidence, but actually her career trajectory as well. So things that once felt like a fantasy are now her normal, and she doesn't take it for granted whatsoever. Yeah, we love hearing her gratitudes. So the 9th point is her pain is gone, and she knows exactly how to keep it away. So that shooting nerve pain she used to cry through, gone. The numbness, minimal. And more importantly, she now has the tools to listen to her body and manage the stress before it spirals. So this is deep, layered healing, not symptom masking. And the whole point in the work that we do is handing back the sovereignty to someone so that they can trust themselves from the inside out. We don't want to, oh, you have to stay with us in order to keep doing well. No, we want to train people so that they don't need us. We want to train people so that they can identify and deactivate those triggers before they even arise. And they're crystal clear about what works and what doesn't work for their body. And whatever they choose then to do to change their lifestyle, that's there. And we have the coaching to support all of those things, whether it's self sabotage, because let's be honest, that can kick in sometimes. So we're really happy for her. The 10th point is the most powerful belief of all is I can heal. So that's the message Sarah wrote down, pinned to her wall, and lives by now and every day. And hearing her say those words back really gave me goosebumps because for many women, that belief is the first thing to do. But when you reclaim it, everything changes. Everything changes. So, Sarah, if you're listening, thank you for sharing your truth with such grace and grit. And for everyone else in our Friday Wind Up crew, huge shout outs this week. And let's take a moment to celebrate some of those amazing wins in our MS to Success community. So, N and C both have been consistently doing their movement plan. Um, and one of them arrived late in Italy and even did it then. So absolutely fantastic, incredible commitment. S, P, J, and A are staying steady with their movement plan every single day that we're giving them to do. And all of them have mentioned that they're doing it fabulously well. They even attended one of our Sunday weekend sessions that we did last week as a little change around to what we usually do. Jay swam 14 lengths on 3 separate days and did dog training without her rollator. That is serious mobility progress. Big, big kudos, Jay. Well done. B is keeping up her jogging and she even went jogging in the rain. That is next level motivation. Great job. We have another B who is doing her workouts daily, feeling less wobbly and has doubled her reps. Huge growth. N prioritized a deep self care with a 2-hour massage and is feeling calm and restored. Yes, and go the massages. And then B climbed 13 stairs 3 times a day and walked during a 4th of July cookout. Unshakable, B. Great job. Has been to physical therapy for her back while keeping up her movement plan and powerful healing in motion, especially when there's any pain like that. That can really, it can set you back. But the fact that you're continuing doing what's within your reach is absolutely fabulous. We have a few more. MA said she walked all the way to the gym, proof that building strength and confidence is there. T is in our seated program, is walking better with a walker than ever before and real visible improvement. When T joined our program, and it's a while back now, T's been with us, she was actually finding it hard to stay sitting up. And now the fact that she's walking better with a rollator is just phenomenal. Jay added 2 full days of stretching to her routine and is already feeling better than before. Honestly, guys, everyone that's showing up, even in the smallest of ways, we see you, we're proud of you, and this is how healing happens. One choice, one step, one win at a time. We are here for it all the way. So, my friend, if you're nodding along, if it's something that's stirring inside of you, I want you to remember this. You're not stuck, you're not broken, and you're certainly not alone. And if you're ready to take the next step, come and talk to us. Head over to mstosuccess.com, book in a consultation and find out what's possible for you. And if this episode landed, go ahead and follow, leave a review, or send it to someone who might just need to hear that healing is possible. Until next time, keep listening to your body, keep showing up for yourself, and keep talking healing. Bye for now. Thank you to our sponsors of this episode. You can visit getcleanboss.com/Karen. And also a thank you to our video and podcast producer and editor, Aoife McNamara at Imagine Media. Thank you.